As all of you epic gamers know, the game Half-Life 2 was released more than 14 years ago, and this game became the 10th best-selling game for PCs in all of mankind's history. So I decided to give it a shot. After eventually defeating this revolutionary game, I was still hungry for more Half-Life. In fact, I hadn't had enough. I was salivating at the notion of getting my hands on a freshly minted copy of Half-Life 3. So, logically, I went to the most fairly priced and equitable video game retailer in my country, Gamestop, and tried to buy myself a copy of Half-Life 3. While I may be 14 years behind on the hype, Half-Life 2 was a banger, but still, the conclusion remains to be resolved. I'm gonna ask GameStop if they have Half-Life 3, and I'm gonna buy it if they do. Hi there. Yeah, I have a question for you. Do you guys have Half-Life 3?
Half-Life 3?
Yeah. It's like the sequel to Half-Life 2.
For what system?
It should be for the PS4 or the Xbox One. Might be for the Nintendo Switch as well. I'm not positive on that. You guys don't have Half-Life 3?
It doesn't even come up.
When you search Half-Life, nothing pops up? Not even Half-Life 3. So I was pretty positive you guys should have had it. Those titles pretty good?
Sorry?
Are those pretty fun? Do you play 2K? What are you into? Like Mario?
I really don't play games.
Oh, you don't play? You're not a gamer?
No.
How'd you end up here? Hold up. Gamers, can we take a moment to realize the magnitude of this statement? This woman who works at GameStop doesn't even game on. I don't know why, I just assume everyone that works here is like a gamer. But I respect that.
I mean, my kids are gamers. What are you doing?
You have some kid gamers? I respect that. What? Her kids are gamers? What kid isn't a gamer? Maybe her kid gamers should be working there and not her non-gamer ass. Watching this footage of me watching this footage again, I'm not sure why I was so surprised she wasn't a gamer. Vegans work at butcher shops, right? Thank you very much. So you guys don't have like any other GameStops that I could check out that you're aware of?
Overland?
No, Half-Life 3?
Oh, no, the thing is that the only thing that came out is PCs.
Okay, so...
And it's for the Half-Life 2.
I gotcha. Okay, alright, thanks anyways. Have a good one, man. Well, folks, it turns out GameStop doesn't even have Half-Life 3. Not sure how I feel about that. If they don't have it, who does? So I teleported back via Uber to my dorm. Alrighty, this is it. Well, thank you for driving safely. Appreciate it. Yeah, this might sound like a weird question, but could I buy your AirPods off you? Would you be interested?
No, I'm still...
No? They're too good?
They're very important.
Too good to give up?
When I'm talking on the
Okay,
phone.
I respect that. I thought I had to ask, though. They're tough to come by, you know? As you can tell, he didn't sell them to me. Anyways, now here's the deal. If we are going to deceive GameStop into believing that Half-Life 3 in fact exists, then we have a very small problem. Historically, my artistic abilities as it relates to photoshopping and creating fake games that don't exist are questionable, at least. The problem is my art is not convincing at all whatsoever, and for this video to be somewhat convincing and interesting for you, the viewers, I think we need to up our artistic game in this particular scenario. So we're gonna do some research on the web, we're gonna find some old templates people have created in the past, see if we can find some sublime artwork that fully depicts what Half-Life 3 might be if it existed, which it doesn't, and we're going to incorporate Xbox One templates, PS4 templates, and most importantly, I have a copy of NBA 2K14 for the PlayStation 4, and a copy of NBA 2K16 for the Xbox One, and I'll just need to apply the template we design and render Xbox One applicable and PS4 applicable, and secondly, we'll need to design a disc art that fits for both the Xbox One and the PS4. And before you know it, folks, we have mastered low-level fraud at its finest, and we'll be able to compel GameStop into believing that this here, folks, is Half-Life 3. Just a quick disclaimer to GameStop's lawyers. I use the phrase low-level fraud in a manner that is intended to be comedic and ironic. Please don't sue me. And see if they actually buy it. If GameStop isn't interested, then we're gonna hit up Best Buy, Target, Ross, Dress for Less, and other retailers to see what their thoughts are on our newly rendered Half-Life 3. Just kidding, I'm a lazy schmuck and only went to GameStop. The game the entire gaming community has been waiting for 14 plus years. Let's see what we can do here, folks. And the grind began. Most importantly right now, guys, we need to find a template that can and will fit in our Xbox One case and our PS4 case. So let's look up the aspect ratio for the PS4 case and the Xbox One case to make sure our art actually fits in the case. Okay guys, we found ourselves a reasonably looking Xbox One template. We're gonna make sure it actually fits by slapping our physical Xbox One case on our actual computer here to see if it actually fits. Okay guys, I've searched for Half-Life 3 cover art for the Xbox One and I found some interesting looking designs, but nothing tops off a design I found that was made 5 whole years ago, which is insane to me. But let's check this out. Okay guys, we're just gonna make sure this bad boy fits in our template here. For the entirety of 50 minutes, I sat on my ass working on Photoshop, trying to design the perfect cover art for Half-Life 3. And to be honest, watching someone play on Photoshop for an hour isn't the most entertaining thing, so I figured I'd increase the speed by 10,000% so you guys could witness a bit of a time lapse and see the results without actually having to watch for that long. Needless to say, it took a stupid amount of time to make, and I'm glad it's done. Enjoy. Okay guys, we just finished our PS4 cover art. This thing is looking saucy as all hell. Very nice, if I do say so myself. We've officially finished the PS4 cover art and the Xbox One cover art. Now all we have to do is design disc art real quick. And then after sacrificing an ungodly sum of time to the devil himself, I eventually had the disc art for Half-Life 3. And boom, we have our Xbox One disc art fully complete. Honestly though, this Xbox One disc art, it looks pretty bad, I will say. And alas, just like a young boy working in that of a sweatshop, I converted several hours of my precious youthful life into that of a knickknack that very few people would appreciate in my lifetime. Yet, the PS4 disc art was complete. And then you know how it works, folks. After converting the liquid gold we call ink into the cover art and disc art on a piece of paper, I got my craft hat on and got down to do some dirty work, folks. I don't know why I say some of these things. It really wasn't that hard. We've officially printed out the PS4 Half-Life 3 art, the Xbox One Half-Life 3 art, the Xbox One disc art, the PS4 disc art. Then we're just going to pop out NBA 2K16 out of this Xbox One case we bought at GameStop. And we're also going to pop out NBA 2K14 out of this PS4 case. Cut these suckers up, combine the two, and before you know it, we have 2 full-fledged copies of Half-Life 3 on our way to GameStop, baby. And I continue to slave away at the grind, slicing and dicing papers for your visual pleasure. And one might think in this certain scenario, is Tyler being forced to cut all this stuff up and go sell it to GameStop knowing that they won't take it? No, I did this out of my own volition, out of my own free will. I know, it's sad, but here are the results, and you may just be astonished. Jeez, I did not realize how dramatic I sounded on those voiceovers. Everything is officially complete. Now it's time to use our taping skills and plug these bad boys straight into the NBA 2K cases and discs. We're gonna start this off by popping good old LeBron straight out of the PS4 case right here. Take out this nice little 2K cover art. Discard it to the side, you know. Pop the disc out gently. That's right. Treat it like a fine woman. Take out the manual here. Toss it. And then we're going to insert our fake Half-Life 3 art straight into this case. Little did I know that this video would actually require a professional level of DIY and craft skills that pisses me off to some extent. Bada bing, bada boom, folks. Half-Life 3 is looking more real than ever. Now we just need to tape the Half-Life 3 disc art right onto this 2K disc. Now, if you're one of those MFs in the comment section that talks mad trash about my hammer swinging game, then you're really gonna appreciate this 10-second montage of me attaching tape to an empty disc. Enjoy. Why am I so aggressive in these voiceovers? Pop this disc art right onto the disc here. Precision is necessary in this particular case. While briefly observing my artwork here, this time around it's quite the shame because it did not turn out as I would have hoped, but this should be enough to dupe the average bear, which in my opinion includes the GameStop employee. Damn straight, GameStop, you heard me loud and clear. Rinse and repeat, baby. Pop this 2K disc right out of this Xbox One case here. Discard good old unibrow. And predictably enough, I executed the exact same task as I did the previous game. I don't know what I was thinking when I structured this video, but this is just stupid at this point. Looks pretty legit to me. Now all we need to do is tape this disc real quick. And I finally finished this goddamn arts and crafts BS. As you can see, the tape work doesn't get much better here, folks. Let's attach this little disc art right onto it. Once again, precision is highly emphasized in this particular situation. It could make or break your forged copy right here. Yeah, this didn't turn out very well either, but once again, it should dupe the average bear. One tiny little problem as it relates to 2K in particular is that they keep these little NBA stickers on, so I'm just going to peel these bad boys off, and we should be ready to deceive GameStop once and for all for spurning our initial desire to own Half-Life 3. Now we own it. Whether it be real or fake, it doesn't matter at this point. It's time to get a revenge, folks. Once again, this entire video basically encompasses everything a person doesn't want to spend their time doing: scratching off stickers from game discs, printing things, cutting paper. Some of the biggest nuisances known to mankind, all conglomerated into one video. Unbelievable. Shazizzle, folks, we have ourselves two complete 100% legit copies of Half-Life 3, not only for the PS4, yes, we have it, but for the Xbox One too. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Let's go Uber to the nearest GameStop and dupe the hell out of these suckers. After countless hours of preparation, my time to meet my maker, if you will, was near, and action had to be taken. This was the final showdown. Waiting for my Uber in the rain. We just need to get to GameStop and the action will happen, baby. All of this preparation, yet apparently I only had 20 seconds to make it to my Uber, so I had to haul some serious ass. Yep, how's it going? Let's see if GameStop will buy my copies of Half-Life 3. But it's a little dour outside, and I wouldn't be surprised if I got arrested for trying to sell a fake Half-Life 3. That would be really dumb, but I've heard of it happening before. Let's go for it, folks. I was wondering if I could trade these in. I was wondering if I could trade these two games in. Or at least attempt to, yeah. Yes. Luckily, right over here. Yeah, I want to sell these two copies of Half-Life 3. Here's my ID.
Can you go ahead and put it out?
Yeah. Man, a solid 2 days later and I still get stuck with the same exact non-gamer employee at GameStop who doesn't know a thing about games and doesn't even remember me. Luckily. Yeah, it's Half-Life 3 for the Xbox One and Half-Life 3 for PS4. I bought it from some dude on the street. He said those were legit. And then I played it and it was like, it didn't really seem like that good of a game. Yeah, and the dude kind of gave me like some shady vibes too. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, this is NBA.
What?
These are NBA.
What do you mean?
This is an NBA.
Oh my. So you're saying I got scammed? This guy straight up scammed me. He said he worked for GameStop though.
Did you get it from here?
The guy right outside of GameStop, yeah. Maybe he was just posing as like a worker here or something. Yeah, that's shady. That's NBA 2K?
Yes.
What? That's because they went right into my consoles, but like when LeBron James popped up on the screen, I was a little like, what is this? Okay, I mean, so that's not Half-Life 3.
No.
You guys can like put it in the console and test it?
No, we can't.
Are you serious? So do you guys typically test the games before you buy them? Or you just check the back of the disc?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, there's no way you can check to see if that's Half-Life 3 or not, or is...
No, this is literally NBA 2K.
Are you just assuming that because the 2K is on the disc?
No, that is the game.
Well, how do you know, though, I guess is my question. What if the guy just, like, glued that on or something? I don't know. You think that was... Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense now, but that initial, like, you couldn't triple check for me? Since my Xbox One isn't working right now? Okay, I mean, in that case, I guess I'll try to sell... Can I sell those to you?
What? No.
The 2Ks?
No, sorry about that. I mean, that's already, I don't know what they gave you, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the risk of taking something that's not even real. I can't do that.
So I guess we get into some weird semantics at that point.
I mean, that's,
Is that your policy or is that store policy?
it's a policy for the company.
To arbitrarily decide whether this game's not Half-Life 3 or to decide subjectively whether or not that game is legit or not?
That's on you. That's not me. We can't take in something that's already like that.
I'll sell 2K to you guys if you want it.
No, the thing is that, like she said, we cannot take them if we don't know what's
What
going
they are
on.
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you never really know, though, right? That's, yeah, whatever. No worries. At this point, I gave up. Well, does that happen often? Never? Jeez. Man, okay. I feel, like a goofball right now. Thanks for taking a look at these, though. I'm gonna go find that guy and enact justice. Unbelievable. Thank you. Well, folks, GameStop just wasn't having it. They were not gonna buy my copy of Half-Life 3. What's up?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day. GameStop didn't want anything to do with this. Let's get out of here. How you doing?
Hey.
That, folks, is how you waste $30 on Uber rides. GameStop did not want to be part of my shenanigans today, that's for sure. Alright, gamers, I tried to sell these to them, but the lady who worked at GameStop, who wasn't even a gamer, mind you, in fact, she happened to be the same lady that sold me these 2K games, but she didn't even recognize me. Regardless, she just peeled these bad boys off my disc, realized it was 2K, and still wouldn't buy my 2K. So that was a little rude of her, and she did the same thing for this PS4 edition as well. She just discarded my artistic work here, and here's all that I'm left with. So the lesson of the day is, no, if you try to create a somewhat fake Half-Life 3 for the PS4 and Xbox One, GameStop won't buy it from you, not even for a penny. The second lesson is, the easiest way to lose $30 on an Uber ride is to try to sell fake copies of Half-Life 3 to GameStop for a YouTube video. I think the real lesson we can take from this is, you can't force something that isn't quite there. Or rather, you can't deceive the deceiver. Yeah, I don't know, this doesn't really make sense. I do know that you should probably hit that subscribe button with the pelvic thrust real quick, and you should also probably go follow me on Instagram at Tyler Oliveira Official. See you next time.